Hello, welcome to Mr. B's Ukulele channel. Please like and subscribe, and I hope you enjoy watching.
This is the tutorial for When You Wish Upon a Star, which of course comes from Pinocchio from 1940, so we're going a long way back to one of the early Disney classics for this one. Now I'm joined once again by Catherine from California helping me with this song in my sing-along, so do watch out for that coming very soon, and a big thank you to her for helping me once again with the song, and I hope you enjoy our arrangement together. Right, we're going to have a look at the song then and how to learn it. It's not that difficult in some parts, but there are some really tricky chords, so for that reason I have put it in as a level 5, and I'll talk about those tricky chords in a second. The rest of the piece is actually quite easy in many ways, although some parts are quite high to sing. So there are a few challenges, like I say, for that reason I've put it in as a level 5, but in many ways it's not that difficult throughout the whole song. So there are bits that I think you'll pick up quite easily. So we'll have a look at the chords and those tricky ones, then we'll have a look at the very simple and straightforward strumming, and then I'll just give you a bit of a walkthrough and show you how the song fits together. Okay, I hope you enjoy the song, thank you. Right, so with the chords, there are two particular chords that are really quite nasty. The F minor, which I think I have used in some of my level 4 songs, and it's not the hardest chord, but it is a bit unusual and a little bit of a stretch, so we'll have a look at that one in just a moment. And then there is an E flat diminished 7th, which is a really nasty chord. It uses 4 fingers quite close together, so you've really got to practice that one and get used to that one, and the song uses that one quite a lot in the main verse. So it is one you're going to have to be going in and out of throughout the song with this piece. So for that reason it's quite a challenge, just really that one chord. But once you get the hang of that chord, the rest of the piece falls together quite easily. There are a lot of other chords in there as well. There's the A7, the A minor 7, C major 7. So there's quite a few unusual chords that you might not be familiar with, and we'll have a good look at all of those in just a moment. So let's start with the F minor and E flat diminished 7th and just make sure we're comfortable with how to do those, and then I suggest you go away and practice those before you tackle this song. So the F minor looks like this, or sounds like this, and you can either use your little finger down there, but I've marked it with the 3rd finger, but you might want to use your little finger there, sort of optional. So it's 1st and 2nd finger on the G string and the E string on the 1st fret, and then we need our on the A string on the 3rd fret there, either with our little finger or our 3rd finger there. Now, it is a bit of a stretch with your 3rd finger, so you might find it easier to put your little finger in, but obviously you've got to make sure that's nice and tight and strong, really press down firmly with your little finger. So an F minor should sound like this. There's a beautiful transition at the end of the chorus from the F minor to the G7. And the beauty of that transition is your 1st finger can actually stay where it is, because that's where it stays for the G7 as well. So F minor to G7, your 1st finger can stay there. So practice that transition between the F minor and the G7, and that's the one you'll need for the piece. Okay, and then we'll have a look now at the E flat diminished 7th, and that's quite a long chord to say, let alone to play. Now then, you've got 4 fingers and they're all grouped together, and it should sound, I have to look really carefully, I can sort of do it more naturally by instinct just from having practiced it. When I look at the ukulele frets, I just get in a real muddle with it even now, but once you've learnt it, you sort of just naturally go to it. There's the E flat diminished 7th, and that's used in the beginning. So you can see how it's quite a big part of the piece from the very beginning, so you really do need to learn it. So on the 2nd fret we have the G and the E strings like that on the 2nd fret there, 1 and 2 fingers on the 2nd fret on the G and the E strings, and then on the 3rd fret we've got the C and the A strings, so they're sort of alternate strings obviously. and we've got our third and fourth finger in there as well. So it's quite a pinch with all 4 fingers. Look carefully at the diagram and you end up with a bit of a claw with your 4 fingers really close together. So your first and second fingers on the 2nd fret, and the third and fourth fingers, your little finger on the 3rd fret there, to get the E flat diminished 7th. Okay, have a good look at that one, because that's a really tricky chord and it's just really hard to get your fingers just in the right place every time. Once you can play that, you'll pretty much be able to play this piece. Let me just show you the intro again, just so you can see what you need to be able to build up to. And you can maybe practice the intro, because it's got a C and an F and a G7 as well, and they're easy chords. So it's a nice way of practicing the going into the E flat diminished 7th and getting that transition each time. So it starts on the C, to the E flat diminished 7th, to the F and the G7, and again. And that's just a simple down, down, up there on the intro. And once you can do that, you'll be good for the rest of the piece. Okay, so they're the 2 difficult chords that you really need to spend some time on, I would imagine, before you have a good look at this piece. The rest of the chords are very simple. Let me just talk you through them. We've got the A minor, which I'm sure we're comfortable with, and the A7, just our first finger. We've got the A minor 7, which is fingers off, so no fingers at all. We've got our normal C. We've got our C major 7, where you just either slide your 3rd finger down to the 2nd fret, or you just put your 2nd finger on. It's sort of optional, or 1st finger really. It's pretty much any finger that you fancy for that one. It's just a really easy A string on the 2nd fret there, nice and simple. The D minor, hopefully we're familiar with that. So it's 1st finger on the E string, and then our 2nd finger on the G and the C on the 2nd fret there. We've got the F chord and the G7. I'm not going to spend any time talking anymore about any of those chords. If you're not familiar with them, just have a careful look at the diagram and you can see exactly which fingers to put on which frets on those diagrams. And it's really the F minor and the E flat diminished 7th that you need to spend some time on, and then you should be ready to go. Okay, let's have a look at the strumming, and this will not take long at all. It's a simple down, down, up all the way through. That's all you've got to do for the strumming, down, down, up, and the piece sort of speeds up and slows down a little bit. There's, it's nice to have a bit of tempo variation in any song, just to add a bit of interest, but the strumming doesn't change at all. Just go down, down, up all the way through, and it's nice and steady. So I'm not going to spend any longer on that. Let's go straight into a walkthrough and you'll see how the piece fits together. So it starts with that introduction that I've already done. C, E flat diminished 7th, F and G7. Repeat. And then we go into the first verse on a C. When you, A7, wish us, D minor, on a F, start the G7, makes no difference. We did the G7 twice there with the strumming pattern, so down, down, up, down, down, up for makes no difference. Then the E flat diminished 7th again. Who you are to the C, A minor, anything, the E flat diminished 7th again. Your D minor heart desires with an F in the middle will come, D minor, G7 to you, C, and then a G7 on the end. I'll just repeat that for verse 2, and it's the same chord pattern. I'll do it without saying all the chords. So it starts on the C. If your heart is in your dream, G7, no request is E flat diminished 7th, too extreme, A minor, when you wish upon a star as dreamers do. And just finish on the C for this one. Then we go into the chorus, and then it just repeats after that. So just the chorus now. D minor, fade, G7 is kind on the C major 7th to the A minor 7th. So just that again, it starts on the D minor, fate is kind, C major 7 to the A minor 7th there. And then carrying on, G7, she brings to those who love. And you can see straight away again there you got the E flat diminished 7th. It keeps coming all over the place. I'll just do that one more time. She brings to those who love, A minor, the sweet fulfillment of, on the D7 there, the secret F minor longing, and that F minor to G7 transition that we mentioned earlier. And that is it. And if you have a look at the layout of the piece, verse 3, like a bolt out of the blue, repeats the same chord pattern that the early verses did. And then I repeat the chorus and verse 3 again at the end. So after the bit we've just done, we've got like a bolt out of the blue. Then we repeat, fate is kind, she brings to those who love. And then just finish with like a bolt out of the blue one more time. And at the very end of the song, I've just repeated the last 2 lines. So it goes like this for the ending. Like a bolt out of the blue, fate steps in and sees you through. When you wish upon a star, your dreams come true. Just repeat the last 2 lines now. When you wish upon a star, your dreams come true. So just repeat the last 2 lines and really slow that down at the end, and that's your ending to the song. So you can see the layout is very simple. All the verses are the same. We've just got that chorus with a bit of variation in, and it really is those 2 chords that just cause this song to be a little bit of a tricky one. And once you've learnt those 2 chords and can play them without looking, because you play that E flat diminished 7th so often you can't be looking every time. It's got to be automatic. Also, your fingers just get in the way. You can't really see where they're going, so it just needs to be automatic, sort of, you know, muscle memory. Just practice it so much until you can do it. Do that transition at the beginning, the C to E flat diminished 7th to the F to G7. Do that on a loop. Once you can do that smoothly, you're good to go. Otherwise, it's a really great song, and obviously a Disney classic. I hope everyone enjoys it. Do take care. Thank you.